Our story begins with a beautiful girl named Feli who we learn is an orphan living in an orphanage despite it being her birthday today. She wakes up early to clean and tidy the place before going to wake the other orphan children. It's clear they love each other and consider her their big sister. She leaves them to prepare breakfast, making the food they enjoy and giving each their share. Once done, she goes to the orphanage director to ask permission to head to her second job. The director admires her for her kindness and academic excellence. She also works to support herself financially. This is a one-of-a-kind girl who rushes to make it to work. We learn she works as a waitress in a restaurant. Upon arriving, her boss yells at her for being late and orders her to put on the uniform, forcing her to comply. She then serves food to the customers, including a wealthy businessman who we learn frequents the restaurant because Feli is the only one who knows his order perfectly. He asks her if he looks good today as he has an important meeting. She offers him some advice to spruce up his appearance. Surprised, she wonders why he doesn't ask someone at home before leaving. He reveals his wife passed away, leaving him with 4 sons who don't understand fashion or style. Touched by his words, Feli apologizes for reminding him of the past and leaves to prepare an order. Suddenly, the orphanage children burst in to celebrate her birthday, bringing her joy as they remembered her, and she hugs them all. However, the restaurant owner gets angry, treating her harshly because she's an orphan and demands she send the children away. Witnessing this, the businessman intervenes, wishing our heroine a happy birthday. The restaurant owner is forced to stay silent as he's a wealthy and important customer she can't afford to lose. At the end of the day, he drives Feli and the children back to the orphanage, and she thanks him for his help. Before leaving, he looks at her feeling sad and sympathetic because she's kind and humble, yet her luck is poor. Afterward, Feli goes to her room and opens the children's gift, a simple hairpin that brings her immense joy. The orphanage director checks on her and Feli apologizes, feeling like a burden, but the director comforts her, saying she considers her like her own daughter and could never do without her, assuring her she'll never be a burden. The next day, Feli wakes up to clean the bathrooms, but suddenly the power cuts off. Terrified due to her phobia of the dark, she screams until the director comes to calm her. While they sit together, Feli receives a message informing her she's been accepted for a scholarship. Overjoyed and in disbelief that she'll attend her dream school, she hugs the director, who congratulates her. That night, she writes a letter to her old friend who we learn was with her in the orphanage but was adopted by a family. Holding her friend's photo, she recalls their memories, feeling how much she misses her and hoping to see her at school. The next day, she heads to school excited, but upon arriving, a car nearly hits her and a handsome, arrogant rich boy named Raja steps out with his 3 brothers. The class president confronts him, explaining he can't park there or drive recklessly. Raja pretends to comply but drives toward him at high speed, nearly hitting him. Infuriated, Feli argues with him, snatches the car keys and throws them far away to make him regret it. Annoyed by the audacious girl who dared challenge him, Raja returns to find her gone but notices her necklace on the ground and takes it. The class president reminds her she helped him, introduces himself, and admires her beauty. Staring at her, she leaves him and enters her classroom, only to be shocked that she's in the same class as Raja and his brothers. Frightened, she sits next to a girl and gets to know her. After class, they walk around school and the girl tells her about Raja and his brothers, jokingly advising her to stay away, revealing their nickname, the 4 Princes. Called so because they're the most handsome and wealthy students, each with a distinct personality. Raja, the eldest, failed a year not due to stupidity but because his love for cars made him forget to take an exam. His brother John is kind and not a bully as he loves music, making him approachable. The other 2 are twins, one arrogant and proud, rejecting any girl who comes near him, while the other is humble with a big heart who dislikes upsetting anyone. Feli is surprised by what she hears. She notices her necklace is missing and searches for it but can't find it, upsetting her as it was a gift from her father. Later at the cafeteria, she sees her old friend but is shocked when she pretends not to know her. The friend sits with Raja and his brothers who plan a prank. One of them takes Feli's hairpin and she tries to get it back but they toss it among themselves. She runs after it until it reaches her old friend, who instead of returning it throws it to the ground and breaks it, leaving Feli stunned. Shocked by her actions, Feli tries to talk and hug her but her friend pushes her away, saying she's changed and now leads a different life. I'm no longer an orphan like you, so don't mention to anyone that I was in an orphanage or know you. She leaves and Feli is hurt by her words. At the end of the day, she returns to the orphanage helping the director cook. Suddenly, the businessman arrives announcing he wants to adopt her and introduces her to his 4 sons. Here's the surprise: his bullying brothers are shocked to see her. The father asks them to sit with her to get acquainted, but Raja refuses and storms out. She sits with them but feels none of them like her. Upset, she goes to the bathroom where she sees Raja holding her necklace. Thinking he stole it, she demands it back. He refuses, saying he found it and it's now his. He offers to return it on the condition she rejects his father's adoption offer. Reluctantly, she agrees. Back at the orphanage, she overhears his brothers talking, saying they don't want someone like her, upsetting her further. She tells their father she's rejected the adoption offer and goes to her room, but the father follows her. Seeing her cry, he apologizes for what she heard from his sons. He admits they're poorly behaved and often bully others, but insists they're good at heart and she'll get used to them. He shares that his late wife always wanted a daughter and he chose Feli to fulfill that wish because she's kind, hardworking, and close in age to his sons. Believing they'll understand each other, he suggests she try living with them for 2 months, and if she feels uncomfortable, she can return to the orphanage. Moved by his persistence, she agrees. Later, Raja returns home angry and goes to John, trying to calm him, saying it's their mother's wish and they must honor it. The next day, Feli packs her things to leave the orphanage. The children bid her a sad farewell, but she assures them they're her siblings and she'll never forget them, promising to visit. She says goodbye to the director, thanking her for years of care. The father arrives, takes her, and they leave. Entering his grand house, Feli is amazed. Raja and his brothers welcome her. The nanny shows her to her room, explaining everything runs on artificial intelligence. Initially scared, the twins mock her, but the nanny teaches her how to use it. John is the only one who treats her kindly and takes his brothers away to let her rest. Later, Raja talks to her, asking her to come with him to buy some things. Trusting him due to her kind nature, she agrees and gets in the car, but he stops halfway, asks her to wait, and abandons her, returning home alone. Thrilled, he tricked her. Raja soon realizes it's raining and feels guilty. He rushes back, finding her still standing in the same spot, shivering, feeling sorry and ashamed for lying. He takes her under his umbrella. She scolds him for abandoning her and they return home together. The next day, the father wakes them for school. Feli helps him and he's touched by her kindness. Noting none of his sons say good morning, he asks her to look after them. Feeling jealous, Raja asks her to get out of the car before school so no one sees them together. Forced to obey, she's late and the guard refuses her entry. Stubborn, she refuses to give up, climbs over the gate and gets in. During the break, she and a classmate watch Raja perform car stunts on the field. All the girls are mesmerized, wanting to ride with him, but he chooses Feli not out of affection but to scare her, thinking she's a naive, cute girl, unaware she's not as gentle inside. He drives at full speed, swerving around the field, but she remains brave and unafraid. Getting out of the car, she laughs and the students mock him, saying he can't even drive properly. Furious, he tells his brothers at home he wants revenge. They devise a plan to scare her and force her to leave that night. While she studies in her room, they cut the power. Terrified, she asks the AI to turn on the light, but the brothers have disabled it, laughing, unaware of her phobia of the dark. Hearing her screams, they try to open the door to get her out, but shockingly no one remembers the password. Suddenly John arrives, asking what happened. Fortunately, he knows the code, opens the door and finds her fainted on the floor. Feeling sorry, he carries her to her bed, restores the power, and tries to wake her. As soon as she regains consciousness, she hugs him, scared and seeking comfort. He comforts her, calming her down, and demands Raja and his brothers apologize. They do so reluctantly. She thanks John for what he did for her, delighted he's kind, unlike his brothers. After he leaves, she writes in her diary that she feels safe with John, hinting she's developing feelings for him. The next day, they all eat breakfast together. The father asks her to quit her restaurant job, but Feli refuses, saying she values her independence. Impressed by her character, he asks if any of his sons are troubling her, not wanting to tell the truth. She lies, saying his sons are angels who'd heal any wound and if the power went out, their sweetness would light the place up. Instead of thanking her, Raja annoys her by snatching bread from her plate and leaving at school. The twins thank her for not telling their father about their prank, but they've prepared another. They stick a paper on her back without her noticing as Feli walks through school. Oblivious students laugh at her, confused. She doesn't understand why until she sits next to John, who removes the paper. Shocked when she sees it, she realizes Raja did it. Furious, she decides to confront him, but on her way she accidentally bumps into a bullying student. She also spills a drink on his clothes. Angered, he raises his hand, thinking she's alone. Unaware, 4 fierce brothers protect her. Raja arrives just in time, grabs his arm and warns he'll regret coming near her. The bully, scared knowing Raja and his brothers are united, backs off. Raja yells at Feli, telling her to be careful to avoid trouble. Later, the bully ambushes the twins when Raja isn't around, dousing them with water. Infuriated, they start fighting him. Unfortunately, a teacher arrives and separates them later. One twin goes to his class finding a cheerleader there. She hands him tissues to dry his clothes and smiles at him, making him instantly smitten. Then she sees his twin brother gives him a towel and smiles at him too, and he also falls for her. The narrator humorously notes everyone's charmed by her, unlike the viewers who haven't liked the channel, urging them to hit like to reach 20,000 likes, saying it costs nothing and would make both. Back in class, she faces a shock. Sitting down, she's stuck due to glue underneath. Students mock her and she learns Raja did it, filming and laughing. The class president tries to help, but John steps in first, covering her with his jacket and taking her to the bathroom to clean her clothes. When she leaves, the class president is waiting, offering to drive her home, but she declines due to work and leaves. After school, Raja gathers his twin brothers, asking them to join him as he's planned another prank for Feli. He takes them to the restaurant where she works and, taking advantage of her distraction, bumps into her, causing drinks to spill. The manager arrives demanding she apologize to him and she's forced to comply, but Raja pretends his wallet is missing or stolen. Feli tries to defend herself, but the manager doesn't believe her and fires her. Upset, she changes to leave while Raja cruelly laughs, saying this is just the beginning. He gloats that worse is coming to force her out of the house. Infuriated, she pushes him and his brothers, calling them shallow and irresponsible, unaware how much she needed the job. Due to her tough circumstances, she leaves and her words hit them hard, filling them with guilt. Seeing her leave the restaurant, John asks her to ride with him. As he leans closer, she feels nervous and embarrassed, but he's only fastening her seatbelt. Asking what's wrong, he apologizes for what his brothers did and decides to make it up to her by exploiting every girl's weakness, taking her shopping and buying her many clothes. She's thrilled by his attention, feeling she's fallen for him. He succeeds in lifting her spirits. She returns home happy, but Raja sees her and gets angry, confronting John for treating her well, accusing him of ruining his plan. He claims she's a bad girl, exploiting their father for money. Overhearing this, Feli is hurt. Unable to restrain herself, she slaps Raja, saying, since you and your brothers hate me, I'll make it easy for you, and leave the house. She storms to the kitchen wanting a drink to calm down, but accidentally cuts herself with a fork. John sees her, disinfects the wound and puts on a bandage. Delighted by his care, she listens as he begs her not to leave, promising his brothers will change once they see she's good. He makes her the drink himself. Impressed by his kindness, she stays, saying whatever you want, darling. She resolves to prove to herself, Raja and his brothers, she's a good person. Not after their father's money. The next day, she wears the clothes John bought and Raja sees her. His brothers admire her beauty, but she ignores them. She thanks John for his kindness and decides to cook for him to return the favor. The twins ask her to cook for them too, and she agrees on the condition they don't bully her all day. She enters the kitchen and, despite being a cute girl, she's a skilled homemaker, preparing their favorite food. When they taste it, they love it. Reminded of their mother's cooking, they eat happily, except Raja, who refuses to eat. Still disliking her, the father asks her to join them to visit his wife's grave as it's the anniversary of her death. Feli agrees, but Raja gets angry and leaves. They all visit the grave, where Feli places flowers and prays for her, promising to care for her sons. Later, Raja talks to her, saying he'll never consider her one of them. Infuriated, she retorts that he seems poorly raised and she'll teach him manners. They return home and Feli goes to the bathroom, but overhears Raja and the twins saying they're uncomfortable and her presence bothers them. She feels they truly hate her. She apologizes to them, announcing she'll leave that night. She packs her bags and bids the father farewell. Surprised, he asks why, and she explains Raja and his brothers don't like her. He takes her to his wife's room, showing her a video of her before she died, saying she always wanted a daughter. He asks Feli to fulfill her wish, promising to return her to the orphanage if she can't adjust. Moved, she decides to stay and give them another chance. Meanwhile, the twins sit in a cafe, each waiting for his crush, unaware it's the same cheerleader, until she arrives. Shocked to see her, they realize they love the same girl and return home. Upset, Raja assumes Feli is leaving, but she bursts in, saying she's changed her mind and will stay, annoying him with her stubbornness. He returns her necklace and leaves. The next day at school, she's in class when Raja snatches her notebook, wanting to copy her homework. She refuses and sees her old friend. Feeling jealous, her friend waits in the bathroom and tells her it's impossible for him to love someone like her. An orphan, Feli retorts that those in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, reminding her she was an orphan too, and leaves, fearing exposure. Her friend decides to get revenge, exploiting a cheerleading practice. When it's Feli's turn, her friend lifts her but lets go, causing her to fall and hurt her leg. John sees her and tries to help, wanting to carry her, but she refuses, not wanting to seem weak, and endures the pain. Raja learns what happened, yells at her friend, warning her to stay away or regret it. They all return home. Feli and John notice the twins are upset with each other, surprised as it's the first time this has happened. Feli decides to find out why. That night in the kitchen she finds one twin cooking and offers to help, giving him advice. He opens up, revealing he and his brother love the same girl. Shocked, she suggests he talk to his brother calmly, but he refuses, being stubborn. Feli enlists John's help and they devise a plan. John tells one twin he needs him in his room. When he enters he finds his twin brother there. John locks them in, telling them they won't be let out until they reconcile. The twins argue but eventually calm down and talk, agreeing to compete for the girl's heart. The one who wins her love and gets chosen will pursue her. They follow through and the next day meet her presenting gifts. She's delighted and thanks them, but they confess their feelings, asking her to choose one. Shocked, she reveals she's leaving with her family abroad to continue her studies. Honestly, I love you both, but like brothers. She takes a photo with them to remember them, and their plan fails. Feli goes out with John to celebrate their success, but Raja tags along, sticking close, even taking photos with them. He learns Feli is allergic to fish. Naturally knowing this, he plans a prank, calling their chef to prepare fish for dinner. That night they celebrate their father's birthday and all sit to eat together. Suddenly John gets a message that he's been accepted into a music competition. Feli congratulates him excitedly but notices she's itching, realizing she ate fish unknowingly, triggering her allergy. She feels embarrassed and leaves the table. John checks on her and she's happy for his care. Noticing he's upset, she asks why. He shares that his father doesn't pay attention to him, always favoring Raja, the eldest. Moved, she comforts him, saying she supports him and decides to attend his music competition. He's thrilled and thanks her. The next day she wakes up but is shocked to see her face covered in hives from the allergy. She covers up to hide it and attends the competition with John. The director is impressed, calling him talented and offering to produce an album, but John must fund it as a beginner. Surprised, he says he'll think about it. That night back home, Feli recalls moments John helped her, feeling she's starting to like him or has already fallen in love. She thinks of him until she falls asleep. Content, Raja visits her with allergy medicine, feeling guilty seeing her asleep. He admires her beauty and stares, leaning to wake her. She recalls his hug and he feels embarrassed, not wanting to wake her. He carries her to her room to rest. Suddenly she wakes up scared, seeing him, hits him and yells, "What are you doing here, you rude jerk?" He explains he brought her allergy medicine and found her asleep, so moved her to her room, suggesting she check the cameras. If she doubts him, she kicks him out, telling him not to enter her room again. Upset she didn't thank him, he leaves outside. The twins tease him for becoming soft with her. Embarrassed, he claims he just pities her and returns to his room, but he thinks about what happened. Thrilled, she hugged him, feeling he's fallen for her, joking who's this love of years when he's known her for days. The next day he asks her to let him drive her to school, but suspecting another prank she refuses, leaves him and goes with John because he's kind, furious that she embarrassed him and his twins laughed. Raja plans revenge at school. Feli overhears the bully threatening a girl with her photos. The girl begs him to delete them, but he refuses, demanding obedience or he'll expose her. Feeling hopeless, the girl stands by a window contemplating jumping. Feli stops her, urging her to reconsider and promising help. She convinces her, takes her and leaves. The bully tries to stop them and even attempts to hit Feli, unaware a fierce fighter stands behind her. Raja arrives, stopping him, warning he'll regret coming near her, and if he raises a hand he'll teach him a lesson. Raja fights him, though handsome. The bully is clumsy in a fight and Raja breaks his face. The girl faints from stress and is taken to the hospital. Feli feels sorry for her. Back home she recalls the incident. Thrilled, Raja defended her, admiring his actions. She declares there's no one like him and has fallen for him. The next day, the principal summons Raja to her office, shocked that the bully accuses him of causing the incident. He defends himself and Feli steps in, testifying he's innocent, swearing she's telling the truth, but the bully planned ahead, conspiring with the girl to send a message claiming Raja and Feli bullied her, all because he holds her photos. The principal believes it, deciding to punish both. Raja tries to take the blame alone, but the principal refuses, expelling them both, yet Feli, stubborn, refuses to give up. The next day she goes to the hospital to ask the girl why she did it. The nurse denies her entry, but Feli uses her wit, following her to the room. Inside she finds the bully telling the girl he'll delete her photos. Feli seizes the chance and records them, but as she leaves the nurse spots her trying to escape. Security catches her and she fears it's the end, or so everyone thinks, but Raja arrives just in time, joking that his sister is crazy and ran away from home. Forced to act crazy, she makes silly gestures until they escape the hospital. The next day they go to school presenting evidence of their innocence to the principal. She punishes the bully, expelling him and threatening legal action if he shares the girl's photos. Frightened, he promises to delete them, begging her not to tell his father. Our heroes rejoice at returning to school. Raja thanks Feli, offering her a juice. Her old friend sees them, jealous of their bond, and conspires with her friends to get revenge. The school organizes a trip, and back home Feli sees one twin packing his bag messily. She helps him, teaching him how to fold clothes, winning him over. The next day everyone prepares except Raja, who doesn't want to go. Feli cleverly tells the father the trip affects grades, convincing him to make Raja go to improve his marks. They all board the bus, but Raja sees the class president sitting next to Feli. Jealous, he demands he move and takes his place, telling her since the trip is her fault, she's responsible for him. Upon arriving, the school divides into groups. Raja warns the bully not to cause trouble. Later, he sits next to Feli, pretending to be busy on his phone, and asks her to feed him since she's responsible. Furious, she shoves food in his mouth, nearly choking him, and leaves to sit and eat with John. Happily back in her room, her classmates talk to her, saying she and someone look good together, thinking they mean John. They clarify it's Raja. She snaps, saying even if he were the last person on earth, she'd never look at him. She prepares the tools she needs, but he insists on helping her. Reluctantly, he carries the boxes to their place, and her old friend feels envious. She tries to talk to her, but he ignores her. Later, he asks Phil to walk with him. The students become irritated because all the young men admire and care for her. The two continue walking until she feels tired, and John takes her to sit and rest. Meanwhile, he searches for her, and her old friend seizes the opportunity to talk to him, but he is unwilling to engage. He clarifies there's nothing between them, asks her to stay away, and leaves. They realize it's late and decide to return to camp, but get lost in the forest. Suddenly the bully and his gang appear, wanting to attack Feli to get revenge. Raja defends her, fighting them, but they outnumber him. They beat him, and he falls to the ground. She tries to escape, but the bully confronts her, stepping on her hand to break it. Fortunately, John arrives just in time, pulls him away, and hugs her to reassure her. He confronts the bully, warning that if the principal learns what he did, he'll be expelled and jailed. They agree he won't approach Feli again in exchange for not reporting him, and the bully reluctantly agrees. Feli returns to her room, and her old friend visits, pretending to be concerned. She notices the wound on her hand and suggests they start fresh and be friends again. Trusting her, Feli agrees. Her friend exploits this, manipulating her, saying she knows Feli likes John and that he likes her too. You must confess your feelings to him, but warns her to stay away from that guy, calling him a jerk. She did this to push Feli away from John by any means. Sadly, Feli believes her and decides to act. That night she meets John, asking to speak alone, and confesses her feelings, saying she likes him. Shocked, John apologizes, saying he's not thinking about relationships now and treated her kindly because he sees her as a sister, not romantically. Hurt by his words, she leaves crying, but her deceitful friend was filming her. She decides to expose what happened, posting the video to the school group from an anonymous email, humiliating Feli. All the students see it, mocking her for being poor and an orphan, wanting to date the handsome rich John. The narrator jokes it's like an Asian drama. Raja hears them and sees the video. Furious, he warns anyone who talks about her will regret it. He searches for her, finding her devastated and crying. He rushes to hug her, comforting her. She thanks him and returns to her room, where classmates tell her someone filmed her with John. Shocked, she suspects Raja, as he's the only one who pranks her, but lacks proof. The next day the class president talks to her, bringing breakfast, but she refuses to eat and asks for his help. Feeling sorry, he agrees and deletes the video. As the group moderator, she thanks him and leaves. Confronting Raja, she asks if he posted the video to shame her. Stunned and hurt by her accusation, he insists he's innocent, but she doesn't believe him and walks away. She overhears girls mocking her, one saying she's shameless for chasing John. Hurt by their words, Raja and his brothers arrive, warning the girls they'll regret speaking like that again. He takes her away, saying all the girls are jealous because she's beautiful and charming, a cute, sweet girl. He promises never to film her and vows to prove his innocence, agreeing to find who posted the video if she follows his lead. He brings his motorcycle, asking her to ride behind him, and takes her to a distant place. She thinks he's planning a prank, but he reassures her he's changed and won't bother her anymore. Wanting to cheer her up, they head to the beach. He tells her no students will hear her here and encourages her to loudly curse the girls who mocked her. She shouts it's outrageous, some silly girls nonsense. After she feels better they laugh and spend a pleasant time together. Happy later they talk and he asks about her life. She shares that her mother left her as a child at the orphanage, telling the director she'd return but never did. Since then she's lived there feeling sad, believing her mother abandoned her. Moved by her story, he asks her to consider them her family. Overjoyed she thanks him and their bond improves. That night he drops her at her dorm. Entering her room, Feli finds her deceitful friend waiting, pretending to be sad, innocent and pitiful, hugging her to console her. She promises to find who posted the video, but when Feli learns she was upset she leaves. Her friend calls a classmate, plotting a new scheme, organizing a big party, inviting all students and setting Feli up to sing on stage. Forced to comply, Feli starts singing but the girls mock her, saying she must mean John who rejected her. The narrator explains they say this because she's singing "Why did they leave me? Why am I sad?" noting it's her not him. Hurt by their words, Raja suddenly arrives, joins her on stage and sings with her to encourage her. Everyone is shocked by their performance, feeling they look perfect together. The crowd claps as they sing beautifully and calmly. Happy after the party, Raja talks to John. He confirms John has no feelings for her and admits he likes her, asking him to stay away as he wants to be with her, expecting John to get angry and refuse. Surprisingly, John agrees, encouraging him, saying she's a good girl and to take care of her, keeping her happy. Thrilled, Raja promises to do so. The next day, he sees guys mocking and upsetting her. His sense of honor takes over and he angrily confronts them, warning he'll break their faces if they talk about her again. She's delighted by his actions, thanks him, and he leaves with his 4 brothers, following to protect her. She feels she finally has a family. Her old friend, jealous of this, talks to a classmate angrily, saying she wanted to humiliate Feli and make her an outcast, but every plan fails as Feli becomes more loved and closer to Raja and his brothers, fueling her resentment. The trip ends and Feli returns home. John offers to carry her bag but she refuses, saying she'll do it herself. Still upset with him, in her room she writes in her diary, feeling heartbroken because John rejected her. She cries as it's the first time this has happened. John visits, wanting to reconcile, but she refuses to open the door as he hurt her pride. Not wanting to pressure her, he leaves. That night he sits with his brothers, asking about Feli, and is shocked she's locked herself in her room, feeling guilty for causing it. He advises his brother to stop being kind to girls as they might misunderstand. Meanwhile, Feli wakes up hungry. Thinking everyone's asleep, she confidently leaves her room to find food. Suddenly one of the twins appears behind her. He's prepared her favorite food just as she taught him and offers it to her. Touched by his kindness, she thanks him. He tells her John is upset about what happened and asks her to forgive him, giving him a chance to talk. The next day the father notices Feli didn't come to breakfast and John says she's tired from the trip. Raja tries to talk to her but she sees him and shuts her door in his face. Suddenly she receives bullying messages and someone sends her the video. Feeling embarrassed she cries and accidentally knocks over a vase, breaking it. Hearing this, Raja worries and checks on her. He wipes her tears and comforts her, promising to find who posted the video. She's depressed, feeling people hate her and treat her like an outcast, unworthy of love. He insists their words aren't true, saying she changed him from a bully to someone who loves helping others. He asks her to trust him and let him stand by her. Touched, she thanks him for being in her life. Meanwhile, the class president watches the video, upset as he liked Feli and decides to distance himself, but she sends him a message asking to meet him. Overjoyed, he tosses his pride aside and goes to her, surprised to see Raja with her. They ask him to help identify who posted the video. He initially refuses, but Feli begs him to assist as he's smart and skilled in programming. He agrees, unleashing his inner hacker spirit. He works typing left and right on the keyboard and screen until he succeeds in uncovering the culprit, telling her it's her old friend. Shocked and unable to believe it, she walks away, stunned. On the way, she decides to share her story with her friend. She tells him they grew up together in an orphanage, but a wealthy family adopted her. Since then she changed and cut ties with him, feeling embarrassed by him, unaware of what she did wrong. Raja takes her to his workshop to lift her spirits, showing her the cars he owns. He asks her to draw designs for him. Her designs are requested because she is talented, in exchange for him teaching her to drive. She is thrilled and agrees to the offer. They grow closer and closer and she starts to develop feelings for him. They return home happy, but a man tries to approach her. The heroine scolds him, calling him shameless and rude, then leaves to her room. She spends the night thinking, realizing she has fallen in love with him. Later John sends her a message asking to talk. This time she agrees and meets him. John plays his recorded song dancing around her to make amends. She loves the song and claps when it ends, telling him it is beautiful. He is delighted by her words, revealing she is the first to hear it. He apologizes, saying he never meant to hurt her feelings, and asks to be friends again. She forgives him, assuring him she is not upset, and encourages him to pursue his dream because he is talented with a great voice. Meanwhile, he thinks of the heroine looking at her pictures, his eyes practically turning to hearts. His twin siblings notice and realize he loves her, encouraging him. He confesses his feelings to her but feels embarrassed and leaves. She returns to her room. She goes to sleep, but the class president calls her, proposing a plan to get revenge on her friend, naming it Plan Zebo. The next day, she wakes up and hands over the designs he requested. He is thrilled, impressed by her drawings, and thanks her. His father offers to drive her on his way. His son grabs her bag, learning she will join them. The father is pleased their relationship has improved and they treat her well. She leaves and rides with Raja to school. Other female students see her getting out of their car, feeling jealous. Everyone is amazed by her courage for coming to school despite the video from her trip. During the break, he gives her a gift. She opens it, surprised to find a new phone and line. He says he saved his number on it so only he can contact her. She is touched by his care and thanks him. Later, she goes to the cafeteria and meets her deceitful friend, who pretends to be unaware of her actions, laughing in her face and threatening her with her bullying peers. Suddenly, she receives a message from an unknown person asking to meet. She feels compelled to go and find someone hiding their face. They reveal they know she posted the video, shocking her as she removes their mask. She removes the mask, revealing the class president, who demands money, threatening to expose her. Scared, she agrees, confessing everything and promising to pay him if he keeps her secret. He laughs, revealing he recorded her confession. He takes her to the principal, playing the recording. She breaks down, confessing everything and apologizing, saying she regrets it. The principal insists she must fix her mistake. She is told to record a video apologizing in front of all the students for her actions and hesitations. Her deceitful friend reluctantly agrees. The class president films her and posts the video. The video is posted in the school group, clarifying it was a planned scheme. Raja and his siblings watch it, rejoicing and standing united, revealing her friend's true nature to everyone. As a result, no one can stand her and she becomes an outcast. Tormented, she decides to seek revenge again on Philly. After school, she visits the orphanage, pretending to check on them. She speaks to the director, asking about Philly, learning she lives with Raja and his siblings and their father adopted her. Feeling jealous, she grows even more resentful. She takes the address and goes to Philly, filming her getting out of Raja's car, deciding to spread rumors that they are not siblings. Meanwhile, he visits a music company but learns the producers scammed him, stealing his money and fleeing. Upset and in disbelief, he calls Philly, informing her of what happened. She is shocked and tries to comfort him. When he returns home, she urges him to tell his father the truth, certain he loves and supports him. Convinced, he decides to do so. He talks to his father, revealing he was scammed, but his father yells at him, calling him foolish and a failure, comparing him to Raja, who never loses. Hurt, he tells his father he always favors Raja over him. He says his father never cared about him, then leaves, crying, locking himself in his room. Philly overhears what happened. She goes to talk to John, promising to support him and stand by him until he succeeds. At the same time, she speaks to his father, asking him to give John another chance because he needs it. Convinced by her words, the father feels guilty and decides to talk to John. He apologizes, asking him not to be upset, revealing he too was scammed when young. He stresses the importance of learning from mistakes to avoid repeating them. He asks to hear John's song, surprised by his great voice, and acknowledges it. He tells John he is proud of him. The next day, she goes to school but finds someone posted her picture with Raja and his siblings, claiming their father adopted her because she is his illegitimate daughter. Students keep talking about her. Raja and his siblings get angry seeing the pictures but sadly believe the rumors, asking her if they are true. Hurt by their words, she confronts them for doubting her and believing such a thing, then leaves crying. The picture spreads everywhere because their father is a famous businessman with many enemies. By chance, a man named Andrew sees it and is shocked. He visits her orphanage and finds Philly there, noticing the necklace around her neck. Dear viewer, prepare to be stunned. Yes, he is her real father. He sits with her and reveals the necklace belonged to her mother, who had a serious illness and left her in the orphanage until she could undergo surgery, but sadly passed away. He became depressed, feeling unable to raise her alone. He shows her a picture of her as a child with her mother. The director is shocked seeing it, confirming she is indeed the woman who left Philly at the orphanage when young. Philly is stunned by what she learns. Her father apologizes for abandoning her all those years and asks for forgiveness, hoping to start anew and have her live with him again. Philly is torn, unable to decide, and asks for time to think. He agrees, not wanting to pressure her, giving her his card to contact him when she decides. After his siblings return home, they argue with their father, asking if the rumors are true. He clarifies they are false and Philly is not his daughter but was adopted to fulfill their mother's wish. He tells them he sacrificed his life, refusing to remarry to focus on raising them. They are moved by his words, believing him and feeling guilty for doubting him, apologizing to him. Meanwhile, her friend sees the news and her conscience begins to haunt her as she caused the rumors. On another front, he tries calling the heroine, but she does not answer because he doubted her. At night, their father receives a call from his lawyer saying his company is losing money. He is urged to address the rumors or face bankruptcy. Raja and his siblings keep sending messages to the heroine, apologizing and asking for forgiveness. She senses their genuine remorse. She visits Raja at his workshop. He is overjoyed seeing her and apologizes for doubting her, asking her to return home. She assures him she is not upset and reveals that due to recent events her real father found her and she decided to live with him. Raja is shocked and saddened but hides it, asking her to come say goodbye to them. He fulfills his promise to teach her to drive. They get in the car and he gives her advice. She is thrilled, learning quickly, and enjoys a pleasant time with him. Raja keeps looking at her, deciding to gather his courage to confess his feelings. He tells her he loves her, asking her to be his girlfriend. Suddenly, Philly snaps out of it, realizing he was imagining it. Embarrassed, he lacks the courage to confess. She goes with him to the house to pack her things. Raja and his siblings are sad she is leaving, but she tells them she will fulfill her dream, living with her real father. She thanks them for everything, promising not to forget them and to cherish their memories and happy moments together. Her father arrives and she bids them farewell, leaving in tears because she will miss them. Raja and his siblings pretend to be tough, acting like her departure does not affect them. But at night they huddle together like chicks, upset they will not see her. Raja is the most affected, confessing he loves her but is surprised they all knew, including the viewer. The twins tease him for becoming romantic and he gets annoyed, arguing with them. Philly's father takes them to a house in a remote area. She is curious, asking why, and he explains they will stay for 2 days due to his work, then travel to the city. When they enter, he has prepared food and they sit together. The heroine notices her phone is missing. Her father gets nervous, saying it must have fallen in the car, asking her to eat while he retrieves it. She is happy with his care and asks about her mother's illness, but he refuses to discuss it, saying it upsets him. She apologizes, not wanting to push him. He thanks her, revealing her mother loved her, and asks her to forgive her for leaving her. Meanwhile, Raja misses her, recalling their memories and the pranks she pulled on him, regretting not confessing his feelings and deciding to send her a message. He sends a message to check on her. She enters her room to sleep, surprised to find her father decorated it with flowers. She is delighted he cares about every detail, feeling she is living the happiest moments of her life. Opening her bag, she finds the phone he gave her as a gift and decides to use it. The next day, she wakes up sending him a message, reassuring him and informing him her old phone is lost. They keep talking and he is thrilled because the phone has only his number, so she talks to him alone. Suddenly her father enters, surprised to see the phone, asking if she found it. She says it is a spare and he learns he is going on an errand, asking her to have breakfast, then leaves. However, he speaks to his guards, instructing them to monitor her and prevent her from leaving the house. Meanwhile, Raja eats breakfast with his siblings, informing them Philly has not yet left for the city. Their father is surprised and suspicious. At the company, he talks to his lawyer, saying he finds it odd her father appeared suddenly after all these years, asking him to investigate. The lawyer agrees. The lawyer gathers all the information about him and confirms he is indeed her father. Later Raja and his siblings head to school, but they encourage him to confess his feelings to Philly. Convinced by their words, he decides to do so before she leaves or he will lose her. He gets in his car and heads to her. Meanwhile, she is sitting alone bored, deciding to leave the house for a change of scenery, but her father's guards follow her. Surprised, she asks why, and they say they care about her. Annoyed, she is forced to walk in the house garden. She calls Raja, giving him her address, and he decides to go to her. At the same time, their father sits in the company looking at his wife's picture, missing her. He decides to visit her grave, bringing flowers, telling her he misses her and reassuring her their children are fine, but then, while walking, he sees a grave with her father's name on it and is confused, not understanding anything. He calls the lawyer, asking him to verify his information, and sends him a picture of Philly's father. Later he arrives at Philly's house but is surprised to see guards following her, preventing her from leaving. The heroine is forced to return home but does not give up sneaking out until she escapes, jumping over the wall to meet Raja. She is thrilled seeing him, hugging him because she missed him. He takes her in his car and they escape the place, going for a walk in a garden. She tells him about the guards monitoring her, saying she feels uneasy, like she is in a prison, but he assures her her father is likely worried about her. He takes her to buy ice cream and they stop by a lake, spending a pleasant time together. She enjoys herself and is happy. Raja keeps caring for her, even tying her hair with a clip, making her feel like a princess. Finally, he gathers his courage and confesses his feelings, telling her he admires her and wants her to be his girlfriend. Shocked and embarrassed, she thinks he is joking or pulling a prank and leaves. He follows her, saying he does not know when or how it happened, but he is certain he loves her and his feelings are genuine. He asks her to give him a chance and he will prove it. At the end of the day, he takes her back, lifting her over the wall. She thanks him for the wonderful day and bids him farewell, sneaking back until she reaches her room. Later she sends him a message, agreeing and arranging to meet again tomorrow. She is overjoyed, living the happiest moments of her life, and goes to get food from the kitchen. But she overhears her father talking on the phone, saying the girl he has is ready. Confused, she wonders what girl and if he is not her father. She continues listening, shocked to hear he plans to kill and sell her organs. Stunned by what she heard, she discovers he is her uncle, not her father, and a criminal. Terrified, she tries to escape, but he senses her. She is forced to leave the house and gets in the car. Recalling Raja's driving lessons, she manages to drive it. But the guards chase her on motorcycles, surrounding her and capturing her again. They return to the house and her uncle decides to tie her to a chair to prevent further escape attempts. The next day, the lawyer meets their father, telling him everything, revealing her real father is dead and the person who took her is her uncle, learning he is a dangerous criminal recently released from prison. The father is shocked, asking who found out, and calls Raja, informing him of everything to warn him, asking him not to act until they plan to rescue her from the gang. But Raja refuses to wait, deciding to save her himself. He calls his siblings, saying they have a mission, informing them of the house address and asking them to meet him there. Upon arriving, he sees the woman who will buy her, overhearing her talk with Philly's uncle, agreeing to smuggle her out of the country today, learning her life is in danger. He is forced to risk his life, entering the house to free her, and fights the guards. He manages to defeat two of them and goes to free the heroine, but unfortunately a guard attacks him from behind, knocking him unconscious and tying him next to her. Luckily, his siblings arrive just in time, agreeing on a plan to save them, jumping over the wall. John pretends to be blind, distracting the guards, while the twins seize the opportunity, attacking the guards and freeing them. They escape the place, but suddenly the car runs out of gas, forcing them to get out and flag down a passing car. Unfortunately, it is the gang and they are forced to flee into the forest. They devise another plan to defeat them, splitting into groups, luring gang members one by one and fighting them. He manages to defeat one. Though handsome, he is clumsy in fighting and attacks another, taking a hit that hurts him. He jokingly asks where it hurts, offering to hit again, but calms down. Dear viewer, his upbringing and education shine through as he teams up with his siblings, beating the rest of the gang, succeeding in defeating many. She runs to check on them, but a gang member grabs her, taking her hostage and threatening to kill her if they do not back off. Poor guy, thinking she is a cute girl, unaware she is no pushover. She bites his hand, escaping. Raja and his siblings seize the chance, attacking him, taking his phone and sending a message to Philly's uncle warning he will regret it if he tries to approach her again. They call their father, informing him they saved Philly. He is thrilled, praising their upbringing, and sends his driver. Philly's uncle is furious and sends a message to Raja's father saying he will not stay quiet, demanding money, or he will not leave his children alone, agreeing on a meeting place. He threatens that if they involve the police, he will regret it, and the father fears for them, forced to comply. After Philly and his children return home, he ensures they are safe, promising to protect them. He leaves to talk to the lawyer, learning he decided to meet her uncle alone. Overhearing this, he talks to him, begging him not to do it, fearing for his safety. He warns that her uncle is greedy, and if given money, he will keep demanding more. The father says there is no other solution, asking him to keep it secret, and leaves. But he informs his siblings they have a mission and they decide to go to ensure their father's safety and protect him. Meanwhile, their father arrives at the agreed location, meeting Philly's uncle and giving him the demanded money, asking him to stay away. But he laughs, taking his watch and car, saying they will regret it if they involve the police, and prepares to leave. The heroine arrives, confronting him, asking how he could do this to his niece. He mocks her, saying he only cares about himself and money is all that matters. He gets in the car to leave but is shocked to find it disabled. Suddenly, Raja and his siblings appear, standing before him. They sabotaged his car. They call the police, who arrest him. The next day, they see the news on television, learning he was sentenced to 10 years in prison. The heroine is thrilled, everything is resolved, and goes to school with Raja and his siblings, confident in herself. Everyone is surprised seeing her, learning she is a brave and strong girl. Raja walks beside her like a personal guard to protect her. A friend comes to greet her but trips, spilling juice on Raja's clothes. She fears his reaction, thinking he will argue, but he is forgiving because she is his girlfriend's friend. He even invites her to a birthday party. Her old friend stands watching what happened, feeling jealous. She approaches, pretending to be remorseful, asking for forgiveness, claiming she did it to attend her birthday. But the heroine knows she is lying, asking her to stay away as she wants nothing to do with her. Her friend gets angry, revealing her true colors, telling her to stay away from Raja because he and his family faced problems because of her. Hurt by her words, she walks alone, lost in thought. Raja sees her, sensing something is wrong. He takes her to sit alone, bringing her juice and trying to lift her spirits. She is happy with his care and thanks him, but recalls her friend's words. Fearing her uncle might order the gang to retaliate against them, she leaves. Back home, she talks to his father, thanking him for everything but informing him she decided to return to the orphanage. Shocked, he respects her wish, asking her to attend Raja's birthday first, then leave. She agrees. The next day, the birthday arrives and John takes her to the salon for a new hairstyle. She wears a stunning dress. At night, she attends the elegant party and his siblings are captivated by her beauty, not alone in their admiration. The class president is also stunned seeing her beauty. Gathering his courage, he asks to talk, confessing he admires her, but she apologizes, saying she loves someone else, asking to remain friends. Raja sees this, feeling jealous, and approaches, asking if she agrees to be with him. Nervous, she tells him she is not agreeing and leaves, doing so because she fears for him. Confused by her words, he recalls their memories from the first day he saw her, when he initially disliked her until he learned her true self. He fell in love with her and refuses to give up, deciding to follow her to understand why. He finds her in the garden crying and approaches, wiping her tears, declaring he will always love her. Moved by his words, she admits she loves him too, but is scared for him, not wanting to cause him trouble. Raja is thrilled by her confession, embracing her. The moment everyone awaits arrives as he leans to kiss her, but his siblings suddenly appear, ruining it. They rejoice in their relationship, hugging each other, and return home like one family. They find a woman sitting with their father. She is shocked, recognizing her as the gang leader who planned to buy her from her uncle. The heroine realizes the issue is not over and the series ends there. That was the first season and the second is still being filmed. If you enjoyed it and want a summary when it releases, let us know in the comments. Also tell me who you liked most from Raja and his siblings. Personally, I loved John because he was kind to her from the start, though he seems a bit too nice. That is all. Have a wonderful evening, you lovely person. Amazing.